So guys, it's mid-January. Weather's a bit cool, a little bit showery, but not too wet. And I've got two items of wet weather gear to test. Not sure the weather's going to be so wet that I'm going to get a proper test of this gear. The two bits of gear I've got are the Oxford Storm collar and the Oxford Rainseal over gloves. So I'll show you them in a little bit more detail very briefly. A couple of simple bits of gear. I'll just talk you through what they are and why I've got them, and then we'll test them. So if we start with the Oxford Storm collar, it's a weatherproof neck shield, and I've not used these yet, so we'll have a look at them for the first time. Comes in quite a nice bit of packaging actually. Oxford gear's pretty good gear. I've got one or two things from Oxford and nothing's ever let me down. So it's waterproof and windproof. It has a soft shell interior, as you can see there with the nice little lining it's got. The waterproof exterior. So it's designed to fit under the helmet, and it says with minimal bulk, and it is pretty thin. And fit over your jacket, so effectively to stop the water dripping down the, no matter how waterproof your jacket is, to stop it from dripping down the back of the neck. It also has a stretch lining, so you can see here, there's quite a bit of stretch in that, which allows it to go over whatever jacket size you're wearing, whatever bulk, and the same around the neck as well. You can see just with that movement there that the actual flexibility is really good on that. The micro fleece lining feels really good actually, nice and warm. And it's actually made out of a mix of polyester and elasticine, which is the elastic part of the actual necker. You can see the whole thing has some movement in it. So 95% polyester, 4% elastine. Just before we put it on, I'm going to have a drink of coffee. So let's have a look. So literally, I'm going to take the necker off just so it doesn't complicate things. And as you know, when you're riding, with most jackets, especially the riding position, you're going to end up with drips coming down the back of your neck. And to stop that, this little baby literally goes over your head. And then this is where the elasticated part of it helps. Just pull it over the jacket so that it actually goes over the jacket. Let me just fasten the jacket first. So that's now actually fitted completely over the jacket, the collar, and obviously that's going to stop any rain dripping down the back of your neck principally, but it'll also stop water from coming under your helmet and then coming down the front. So what we do is we're going to lift that up. I'll stop talking now and put the helmet on. Oh, that's very, very comfortable. It feels as comfortable as just having a typical necker on that we often wear. It feels quite warm with that fleece lining, and with it being waterproof material, and it's laminated, I think, this one. With it being waterproof material, that is going to keep the rain and the wind out. As I said to you, the weather's not that bad. It's not raining, so the test will have to be when it really gets wet. However, very comfortable. Now, it retails at recommended retails £24.99, and I think I got this at £20. In fact, I did. I got it at £20, and I'll put links as to where I bought it from. Actually, a very good company, but I'll put the links in the information section. And I've got to say, so far, this feels really good. Even though it's fitted under the helmet and over the collar, there's massive amounts of flexibility. It has built-in flexibility with the design of it, but also it's got that stretch material. So far, very, very good. Let's have a look what else I've got. So guys, onto the Oxford Rainseal Pro Overglove. Nice feel to these, but let's have a little look at them in a little bit closer detail. So basically what we have is just a mitt that goes over your existing motorcycle gloves, and just give you some details on them. They're obviously an over mitt, and they're in a mitt shape so that that'll keep your hands a little bit warmer and not so much drier, because the waterproof material will do that, but you won't get wind going through fingers, which makes things a little bit better for you. It's the same material as the Oxford Storm Collar, in that it's the dry to dry tri-laminate, which is the laminated material. So both products are laminated. This one has very little seaming, so it's designed that the seams are like a tent, tape seamed on the inside. These are designed to deal with up to 10,000 millimetre hydrostatic head waterproofness, which is very high. And as I said to you, they're fully taped inside, with very few seams to actually be taped. That makes it a little bit less likely to actually leak at any stage. It has little details like the Oxford logo is reflective, and on the palm side you've got this overlay here for better grip, because obviously these are sort of mitts over your gloves, but it has this quite rubbery, quite grippy material, so that it gives you better grip when you're using them. The other thing is that they've got a wide collar and a stretchy cuff. So you can see the cuff there stretching out so that you can get it over your gloves, but then it'll tighten with this cuff over those gloves. Bear in mind you can wear waterproof gloves as well, but whatever gloves you're wearing. Yeah, so you've also got a drawstring around the cuff so that you can really cinch it down over your jacket. They're also very, very light. I mean, I don't know what the weight is, but it's barely anything, to be honest with you. So that, they get a bit dirty off the table, but that is effectively the over mitts. Now, my motorcycle gloves that I'm using are these Rucker Gore-Tex waterproof gloves, and they've performed very, very well with the waterproofness. However, in severe wet winter weather, especially if you're camping like I do, these will get wet on the outside, which just means that they've got to dry out a little bit, and if they're drying out inside your tent, it just causes a little bit of condensation. So in severe rain conditions, the reason I've bought the two products is firstly for the neck, the storm collar, is to stop that water dripping down the back of my neck. But I can see that that's going to end up keeping me a little bit warmer as well. And with these over mitts, this is really just to keep the gloves from getting sodden on the outside. With it being the Gore-Tex material, they're not necessarily going to get wet on the inside, but with camping, you know what it's like. You have wet gear, it's just pretty awful. So I think we'll just try these on and see how they feel. Now, with these gloves that I've got, my winter gloves, they're not really winter gloves. They're waterproof, but not really that warm in winter conditions, cold winter conditions. So the other benefit of the overmitt is going to be in extreme cold conditions, I can keep a little bit of wind off the actual glove, and that will, I'm pretty sure, benefit me in cold, if not wet conditions. So let's see how this works. Well, that's gone on very, very easily over those gloves. I can feel the cuff nicely gripping around the glove. And from a cinching point of view, so that's really clever. You've got two toggles, and the lower toggle, you're pulling on that, and that cinches it round your jacket. You can see that, and I can feel it, and you can see the length of that toggle. And then I presume pulling this one releases it, and it does. And that's tremendous. That's really good. Really well thought out. Yeah, they come in different sizes. This one is the small to medium, and for me, that fits perfect. Obviously, with any mitt over mitt, there's going to be a little bit of movement on the mitt, but that should work a treat. Now, we'll see how it works once I test it on the bike, but that's very comfortable, actually. I'm not going to put the other one on. It's just going to be the same. So that's your Oxford Rainseal Pro Over Glove. Recommended retail on that is $34.99, which is quite expensive. But if something works well and it lasts, then it's value for money. But I actually bought these for £28. And again, same place I bought the Storm Collar from, and I'll put the link on. Now, this is late 2023 prices. It was in December, so the prices might alter, but there or thereabouts. You'll get a deal on these, and I like that. So that's it, guys. We'll see how it does on the ride. That's not going to be today because I don't think we're going to get any heavy rain. But time to finish the cake and the coffee. And thanks for watching this part so far.